Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Nick, and you're tuned in to Nick at Night. And tonight we're going to be going over the new details that have come out with this whole Celeste Rivas investigation. It is being reported that she was not pregnant, as many people speculated, and she had been in the trunk for some weeks. Well, a lot of people speculated that she had already been in the trunk for some weeks, but TMZ obtained a copy of her death certificate. Let me share with you guys a quick clip from the news of them basically saying what I just said. And then we're going to go down and see the latest things that are being said around this case. All right. If you guys are coming on in, make sure you hit the like button as you come on in and let me know what you think about this situation. Now, let's play what ABC News has to say.
This just in, ABC News has obtained the death certificate for Celeste Rivas, whose body was found in the trunk of singer David's car. The death certificate reveals Rivas was not pregnant and had not been pregnant for the last year. Her cause of death remains listed as deferred. The LAPD revealing today that the Tesla had been parked in the same spot for several weeks before it was eventually towed. Police say Celeste Rivas Hernandez could have been dead for much longer.
All right. So as you see right there, her medical report, they do not know what of death is exactly. So according to them, her medical report is undetermined, meaning that we don't know how she passed. They did all of these tests and were not able to figure out, was she strangled, overdosed? Was she, obviously, if it was like a gunshot wound or something like that, they'd be able to determine that. But any other causes, they don't seem to have an answer as to why she is deceased. That is also why there would be a holdup on charging David, because if we can't tell you how she died, how can we charge somebody with killing her and we don't know how it happened? They have to have a little bit more solid evidence. So what they're waiting for now is her toxicology report. And they're hoping that her toxicology report will tell them if she had anything in her system or if they would be able to determine any other factors that could have contributed to it. Now, her funeral is going to be held on October 4th. I believe her family has got a possession of her remains. So even though the medical examiner was not able to determine what the cause was, they really don't know, because she was definitely badly decayed in the trunk of that car. She had been decomposing for quite some time, and she had been in there for quite some time. And in the California sun, that basically accelerates the decomposition process even more. So I don't even know what her family has to look at, but her remains have been basically handed over to her family so that they can do a burial service. Now, according to Fox 11, they are saying that her funeral is going to be on October 4th. So her family is preparing to bury her on October 4th. And that's kind of what that is. So let me play you guys.
Lockdown. There is some radio silence here that personally.
In the case of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose body was found in a Tesla belonging to singer David. The teen's body has been released to her family for burial.
That's right. Mario Ramirez is live in Hollywood with more on what we know about her funeral. Mario.
Brooke, Jen, as the LAPD continues its investigation into the death of 15-year-old Celeste, this is still being referred to as a death investigation, not a homicide. And it's been more than 2 weeks since her remains were found here at this Hollywood tow yard. Take a look. 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez pictured here. Her family finally able to receive her body. The LA County Medical Examiner confirms the remains were released to her family for memorial services, but officials haven't made public exactly how she died or whether or not results are pending. Her remains found a day after what would have been her 15th birthday, stuffed inside of a Tesla, impounded here to this tow yard after reports of a strong stench. And that Tesla registered to the singer David, real name David Anthony Burke. He has since canceled the rest of his world tour for his album that was released earlier this year. And while he hasn't been involved or named a suspect, detectives searched a Hollywood Hills home the artist was renting not far from where that Tesla was abandoned before being impounded. And as investigators work to piece all of this together, TMZ's Harvey Levin joined Fox 11 last night saying police have been very tight-lipped about all of this.
All right. So Harvey Levin's going to come on and he's going to basically say that they have been very radio silent in giving details, which I don't believe that, but whatever. I think a lot of their sources come from that. But anyways, they have the family of Celeste has been in contact with TMZ, and they recently gave them footage of her before she left home. So I guess this was supposed to be an interaction where she was kind of having words with her family right before she decided to leave and go with David. I haven't watched it yet, so let's watch it together.
Right there. See that right there? Number 2.
Oh, they got music playing. Sheesh. All right, so as you see that arrow, Celeste is right here with the dark colored, it looks like sweatsuit. And they playing Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, baby. All right, they're playing music, so if you guys want to see it without any pause or interruption, then you're going to have to go to TMZ, but you're going to have to bear with me because they playing music. I don't even know where the gist is, so we just going to pause until we get to the point where this was worthy to release to TMZ.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I should open up another track. Let me see if I could open up like another song to play at the same time. Maybe. Hold on. I don't know. Let's just
Let me talk real quick, okay? You let me talk. No, you ain't gonna let me talk. Why you not gonna let me talk? You tripping. Nah, you tripping. You ain't tripping. You gonna let a woman talk? All right, I'm not gonna let your woman talk.
I over here. Again.
You don't even got
Hey, bro.
Hey.
Nobody black right here, homie. We're Southsiders right here. We're Southsiders here. Get it right, homegirl. Shut up with your black talking. Shut up. You talking like you black girl with your black talking. Yeah. Ain't no bloody black right here. What are you talking about? I said we're not black over here. Why you keep calling us? Keep saying this. We're not black. Hey, let it go. Go back to your house. You're gonna do nothing, bro. What you gonna do? You ain't no gangster. You ain't nothing, you know what I mean? What you are but a little girl. What you but a little girl. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
My thing is, why is this grown-ass man arguing with a little girl anyways? Like, if I'm a grown man and a little girl is acting, she popping off at the mouth, I'm gonna walk and knock on her door. Hello? Who her mama? Where her daddy at? Get your child. Like, I'm not about to argue with nobody kids. I'm just not. Where your mom at? Hello? Your mama over here. Basically, those of you guys just coming in, this is some footage that was released to TMZ of Celeste, and I guess she was arguing with neighbors and she was saying the N-word and stuff like that. I thought this was released from her family, but this doesn't show her in a good light, so I guess this is probably whoever the guy probably released it that said there ain't no black people over here.
You need to go home. Seriously.
I'm not Mexican. All the door and you tripping.
Oh my god.
Not you tripping.
I ain't gonna do shit. I ain't gonna do shit. You better get up there. Get your ass out there, little girl. Go there, little girl. You ain't gonna do shit. Go. Go. What are you gonna do, bro?
Go call her dad, babe.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, little girl?
All right, so this right here is a report from TMZ, and let me make it smaller so that we can read it and see what this says. So it says Celeste Rivas went home to visit family in Lake Elsinore, California, exactly 1 year before her body was found in David's Tesla. That's what this new video of her arguing with her parents' neighbors seemed to show. The video obtained by TMZ was recorded by a Nest camera on September 8th, 2024, months after Celeste had been reported missing. And neighbors say it shows her going off on a family over a prank. It says, in the clip, a family sits outside their apartment building listening to music when Celeste starts yelling, accusing one of the kids of ding-dong ditching her parents' home. It says, while the nighttime video isn't super clear, we're told the neighbors recognized the girl as Celeste because they'd seen her face on missing posters that had gone up in the area back in April 2024. Celeste's high-pitched screams cut through the air as she confronts the family with swear words and perhaps a slur, peppering her tirade. It says, you can hear a man yell back he is in black and therefore she shouldn't call him the N-word. After the confrontation, we're told the neighbor's boyfriend went to Celeste's house to apologize and Rivas' dad answered, but he seemed unbothered by the situation. One neighbor told us when Celeste was reported missing in April, her family walked around with those posters, and when the neighbor family saw Celeste that night, they just assumed she'd been found and everything was fine. The date of the video, September 8th, is notable as that would have been the day after Celeste's 14th birthday and exactly 1 year before authorities opened the trunk of David's impounded Tesla and discovered her remains. As we reported, Rivas' death certificate was released Monday, revealing she was not pregnant, as some people online has speculated. However, the cause of death has been deferred, and LAPD's Captain Scott Williams tells us that the information is critical to progress of their investigation. So they are waiting for more evidence to determine whether or not the manner or whatever the manner of her death was. Let's look at this video one more time. Let me play the ad.
Remember what it feels.
Let me let this ad play and then we will talk about it some more. But what do you guys think as it pertains to them saying that they don't have a cause of death yet? And if it is toxicology reports take months to come back sometimes. Like it can take a few months depending on the backlog of the deaths in the city. Wait, it done went to a whole nother video. All right, so in the meantime, while the ad is playing before it goes up, this is her death certificate. So let me pull this bigger so that you guys can see it. So apparently her middle name is Abigail. So this is her certificate right here. It says Celeste Abigail Rivas Hernandez. And then it shows that she was, I guess, a student and in middle school. Hold on. Let me pull it up on my end so I can see it. All right. So it says that she's Salvadorian American. And then she was a student and she was, I guess, the 8th grade. Her city was Lake Elsinore, which is Riverside County. And it says that her father, it lists her father's name as Jesus. So her dad's name is Jesus Rivas Alvarado. And then it says her mom is Mercedes Guadalupe. And then, what does this say? Something October 6th. Deposition day is what? Oh, so she was in the Queen of Heaven mortuary. And then I'm trying to see what else this says on here. But anyways, so it determined that she wasn't pregnant. Let's go back to this argument real quick. Let's watch it one more time.
Yeah, no, right there. Number 2, not that.
Why you not gonna let me talk? You tripping?
I ain't gonna let you talk.
No, you ain't gonna let me talk. Why you not gonna let me talk? You tripping? Nah, you tripping. You ain't tripping. You gonna let a woman talk? All right, I'm not gonna let your woman talk.
I over here. Good.
You don't even got
Hey, bro.
you talk.
Hey. Nobody black right here, homie. We're Southsiders right here. We're Southsiders here. Get it right, homegirl. Shut up with your black talking. Shut up. You talking like you black girl with your black talking. Yeah. Yeah. Ain't no bloody black right here. What are you talking about? I said we're not black over here. Why you keep calling us? Keep saying this, we're not black. Hey, let it go. Go back to your house. You're gonna do nothing, bro. What you gonna do?
The way she arguing back, it sounds like she drunk or under the influence or something. And clearly at this time, she was barely a day over being 14. So she just went from being 13 to 14. And the way that she's talking is kind of like she's slurring like the way that drunk people talk or whatever, which is crazy, but I don't know for sure.
You know, gangster, you ain't nothing, you know what I mean? What you are but a little girl. What you but a little girl. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You need to go home. Seriously.
Salvador, you tripping.
Oh my god.
Not you tripping.
All right, and as you can see on her death certificate, it shows that she's Salvadorian because that's what's on her death report as her race. So that would match up, and her voice sounds similar to the video that she had when she was in the video with David. So I believe that this is her because, number one, she identifies herself as Salvadorian. Now, here in California, you'll run into people who are from El Salvador here and there, but it's not like that prevalent. So like, I think when I was in high school, we had like one boy that was from El Salvador and he was El Salvadorian, and he kind of identified with like hanging out with like more so like black kids. I don't know if that's like an El Salvadorian thing or whatever, but she's labeling herself as El Salvadorian here, which again, there are some in California, in Southern California, in this area, but not a lot. So anyways.
You better get your ass over there, little girl. Go there, little girl. You can't do Go. Go. What are you gonna do, bro?
Go call her dad, babe.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, little girl?
But the guy that she was arguing with is immature as hell. Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, little girl? Like, you a grown ass man. Like, you like that's one of them dudes that will definitely put his hands on a woman, but would never touch a man. Like, you talking to a little girl that was just 13 years old the day before. She just had turned 14. And then you arguing with her, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, little girl? Like, you a grown man. Like, if I ever dated a man and he looked at a little 13-year-old, 14-year-old girl talking about some, what you gonna do, little girl? Like, child, please. So anyways, there was a lot of different things that had came out since my last video. So there was people trying to basically put together a timeline on how long she had been in the back of, or in the front, because I guess the Tesla's trunk is in the front. There was a lot of people trying to figure out how long she would have been inside of that car parked and abandoned. So there was a guy by the name of SF Investigates, and he came with the ticket where it shows that David's car was ticketed several different times before they impounded the car. And the first initial complaint that they complained for his car being on that road and not being driven was on August 26th. Now, when people came out with the information that the first complaint of the car being abandoned was August 26th, they were trying to pair and try to put a timeline of when she was last alive. So then they started to post this footage of a woman or a girl that looked like Celeste at a concert. Now, to me, the girl looks dead on Celeste. She has the tube top. She has the curly hair. She's up. David's looking up towards her. But I guess according to TMZ, they're claiming that it's not her from a credible source, even though like they first posted that it was Celeste and then they backtracked and said, well, a credible source says it's not her. But I'm like, who's the source? You know, who's the source? David? I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to show you guys that video because people were trying to, like I said, they were like, okay, so if this concert was August 24th and she's wearing this tank top, and then people were thinking that, you know, then that gave like a day or so till what actually happened. Now, looking at the car, there was damage to the car that indicated an accident. So a lot of people were speculating there as well. I'm going to show you guys this, let me show you this concert video. Actually, no, let me show you the car details because I don't have the concert video queued up. I thought I did. All right, so let's go through this right here. So this is somebody on Twitter by the name of SF Investigates. And this is what he wrote on to X. He said, I obtained photos of David's 2023 Tesla Model X when it was towed and impounded. I also received a copy of the August 26, 2025 complaint reporting it as abandoned, along with the vehicle impound report. The caller only noted a large dent in the rear, no mention of odor. The tow report states nothing of value was seen inside. The photos suggest the car had been left in the same spot for an extended period of time. I guess extended period. The initial complaint was on August 26th. Then an officer first inspected and cited the car on August 27th, then ticketed again on September 3rd, and then towed and impounded on September 5th. The report also notes that there were no wants on the vehicle, meaning that it was not reported stolen at the time. And then they said that they've redacted certain details, including like the license plate from the photos, etc. So David can't claim that, oh, somebody stole my car and anything like that, and I reported it stolen. His car was never reported stolen. And this area is right next to his home, as if he found parking before he went on tour or whatever, and then parked it and then went about his business, and she just was deteriorating. A lot of people think that he was set up, and they think that people are trying to frame him. And I mean, that's a possibility, but his ignorance of the body in the summer and how fast it will decompose is also a possibility as well. Do I think a 20-year-old boy or 20-year-old man probably has the knowledge, even though he's very articulate and smart? Do I think that he automatically has the knowledge that the body is going to decompose at a rapid rate in the summer? I don't think that he probably knew that. I think that he probably thought that, you know, I'm going to put the body here, and then when I come back, I'll deal with it, you know? Or when they notice I'll be so far off tour, they ain't going to be able to say that it was me, you know? Like, if they find her within whatever the date, it'll be way after I'm already state to state to state, so they won't assume that it's me. I'm thinking that, but also there are a lot of people who feel like he didn't do it, that he was set up. They think that people know the themes of his music and felt like he was an easy target to set up. And then there are people who looked at the damage on the car and think that he possibly got into a car crash where there could have been a fatality or something happened with Celeste. And because obviously he should not have no business with her, he's 20 years old with a 14-year-old girl, because she was 14 at the time, there was panic and a cover-up to try to like panic and just abandon and jump ship. So let's look through some of these photos. Now, as you can see right here on this photo, you can see that there was some type of damage to the car. and on the side like it hit something. Okay, where that doesn't look right. Then if you look at other photos in the back, there is a big dent in the back as well. Like they hit something and like boom boom, like, you know, spun around. Okay, so as I'm not sure if y'all could see the dent or the damage to the back as well, but as you can see, the car looks hit like it was in an accident or something. And then there's this tape or whatever that is on the spoiler and all of that right here. So there's clear evidence that there was some type of event that happened in this car. Now, I don't know if there was a fight and somebody fell back, or, you know, that's a hell of a fall, falling back, but there was a hell of an event that happened in this vehicle. And so people also suspect that there could have been you know, some type of situation that would cause them to try to cover it up. Now, this is the ticketed information that was uncovered, and it shows the address on Bluebird Avenue, and then I guess the cross street is Doheny Drive. Somebody has sent me something in my DM saying that Holly Berry used to live in that house. Is that true? I didn't really go and dig deep into it, but somebody was saying that Holly Berry used to live there. I'm not sure. Also, there was discourse about the whole dismembered thing as well. Somebody in the comments just said, but she was dismembered. Now, there was different versions of how her body parts became not attached. So, according to some reports, they're saying that she was dismembered, meaning somebody chopped her up into pieces. Then, according to other reports, they are stating that because of her body being so badly decomposed, the body starts to like break apart. So they are saying that, you know, after your body starts to wither away, your joints, you know, kind of like come apart. So they're saying like in the sense of dismembering that. So I really don't know. There's all kind of different conversations going on. You have to keep in mind too, when there's a story this viral and this nationwide, people also make up stuff as well. So you kind of, you know, you kind of just have to wait for the official reports, because there's all sites saying like TMZ's reporting she's dismembered, and then there are people saying, you know, she wasn't dismembered and it was just like because of the acceleration of the decomposition. You know, it's all these things. So this is the report right here. So this says that the vehicle so it says that it had been there for 72 hours and then they were able to tow it. All right. So and they didn't write anything about like a foul odor or anything like that in there. Now, TMZ also released a footage of when Celeste first left home. So when Celeste first, back in April, she was reported missing, right? Then, according to her teacher, in my prior video, we showed a video of her teacher saying that she left home in April and then came back. Well, TMZ also basically released a video where she was running away from home, and she was like trying to like skip to her loo down the street, getting away from her home to run away. And it was in broad daylight. Let me pull that video up. And then I need to pull up I need to pull up the actual concert video. Hold on. TMZ be putting them ads on these videos. I ain't mad at them, child. They said, listen, we go get like YouTube. All right, let me pull this up. Is it a new avatar coming out? What's this? We ain't giving y'all all the promo. Oops. 1 second till it come up. Is there a new avatar coming out? The Way of Water. Friday. Oh, okay. All right, so this is the video that was released. So this is Celeste when she was alleged to be running away from home back in May of 2024. And I'm like, they got this camera from all angles and everything. So then it shows her bust the corner and then go off, you know, skip into her loo the opposite way. All right, so as you can see, she's going off of the screen pretty soon, going up the road. And this is what TMZ released. And then this is her running up the street. And then that was the video. So they had showed the final one where she was running up the street. Now, one of the neighbors, one of the local liquor stores had basically spoke to the news as well. I'll show you guys that in a second too. They said that she would come in and just buy like some chips and a soda and then dip. Let's read what this says before we go forward. It says Celeste Rivas ran away from her home multiple times in 2024. But it seems she didn't always disappear without a trace because security camera footage captured one time she left. TMZ has obtained video from a liquor store just down the street from Celeste's family home, taken just after 7 a.m. on March 19, 2024, in Lake Elsinore, in which a person in a black hoodie with white pants identified by her family as Rivas is striding down the street. It says another angle shows Rivas jogging around a corner, alternating between a walk and run before disappearing from frame. This is one of the liquor store guys that spoke out. We gotta wait for the, let me wait for the ad. But there was another, I had another video queued up of him talking as well. Let me pull that up in the meantime.
New details.
All right, so this guy, he's been speaking out to the news. This is him talking to ABC News, and then he also spoke to TMZ as well. So let's pull up him right here.
She come in like if she buy like a chips, soda, and leave.
David, whose real name is David Anthony, same one.
She always quiet, nice. She come in like if she buy like a chips, soda, and leave.
David, whose real.
All right, so they just put like a real quick clip in there. Let me wait till TMZ video loads up, but that's the liquor store that they got the footage from, the guy who's saying that she would always come in, and that was in Lake Elsinore. All right, 1 second, y'all. TMZ got the ads, baby.
Tell me how this has really affected your emotions here.
It's in fact I have connection with all kids. Like I'm here for 11 years. I see this kids growing up in front of my eyes, and I have kids same age. It's hurt for you see all this generation like lost by social media and all this. It's sad. It's burned my heart for her family, for her as a young girl. It's hard. She's beautiful, quiet, shy girl. It's not like from the wild girls. And I shocked when I find out first time when she ran away or missed.
All right, we're going to pause and read this. It says, Ellie Nadaf, owner of Delago Spirits in Lake Elsinore, told us Celeste's sister came to the liquor store on March 19th and asked to review surveillance footage to see if Celeste had run away. The sister said the person in the video was Celeste. So
missing. It's hard.
And you've been interfacing with her family in the years that she's been gone, right?
Yep. For when she missing first time, her sister coming here asked me, and we start looking at the camera to find out where she go and if we can find anything to get her back. It's hard. It's hard for all the neighborhoods.
And these images that we've looked at, they're from over a year ago. This is the first time she ran away.
The second time.
Second time.
Second time. After they bring her back, second time in March 19, I think this will happen. This when her sister coming here to, I said for a couple of days, to check the camera till we find out exactly when she ran away.
He said this has really been the talk.
all right. So as you see, he's saying that this was the second time the video that he has. The video that he has that they showed is March 19th, 2024. Her family didn't put up a missing poster until April 25th, 2024. And that's when they say that she was last seen with the Hello Kitty sneakers. I mean, the Hello Kitty sandals. A lot of people had questions about, well, was the family looking for her? Why weren't they adamant about looking for her? And I'm going to be honest, they seem like they probably just washed their hands with the situation. Like he said, this was not the first time. So before this, she ran away. She ran away in whatever date that was prior, meaning when she was 12. Prior to this, she was 12. She was a fresh 13, only been 13 a couple months in March of 2024. So, or a few months in March of 2024. So before that, she's 12. She's running away. She ran away then March 19th. Then they put the missing poster of her in April. And then we have the surveillance in September of 2024. So she's going, coming back, going, coming back, going, coming back, going, coming back, going and coming back. We see her arguing with the neighbor. And you kind of put together like a profile. And everybody needs to be investigated on the why. Why is she running away? Is she being abused? Is she being verbally abused? Is she being physically abused? Is she being sexually abused? Is there dysfunction in the home? Or is she having outside influences from Discord? Is she being groomed by a man named David who's a singer online? Is she, what's causing this behavior? Is she being set down to figure it out? Is her family utilizing resources? Are they putting her into therapy? Or are they trying to, alternate their schedules so that there can always be somebody present with her? Maybe she's not getting enough attention. A lot of parents don't realize there could be so many different factors as to why a child starts to act out. Some of them be wanting attention from parents who work a lot. So then they start acting out because they that's their way of getting attention. Like that's when you sit them down and, even if it's negative attention, they want attention. So, what is the cause of it? They just want to be grown, or they just, got a taste of what being outside with no rules looks like. There's so many different factors, but let's listen to some more.
Talk of Lake Elsinore that everyone's heart is broken.
Yep. Even like last Friday, I cannot take it no more. I go grab my daughter from the school for emotional. It's like burned me inside, and I have my daughter older than her 1 year. It's hard. It's very hard.
Do you have any thoughts about what may have happened?
No, but for my opinion, is two things. First, this generation lost by social media. Second, the law in California, they take the right from us as a parents to raise our kids. The right from us and the right from the teachers too. For the teacher is second parents for the kids, and nothing we can do.
I don't know what he's talking about that. What is he talking about? I live in California. I don't know what he's talking about. Do he mean like you can't whoop their ass or something? Is that what he's saying? Like what does he mean by they took the right for you to be the parent? What does he mean by that? Like they took, like you can't just beat their ass? Like that's what you mean? Like, yeah, you can't just, I don't know I don't know what he means by that.
As a parent or as a teacher, for that, the kids learning from the street, from the social media, and they get lost.
And you were saying your camera shows her walking down the street?
Yes. Walking down the street this way. Past the fence where you have the other street. I think Mount Vernon, the street name.
All right. So that was the guy at the liquor store. And then I showed you guys this stuff in the video number 1 that I did, where we went over the teacher, the kid outside, etc., etc. Now, let me pull up the video where it showed the girl that looked like Celeste at the concert that they're claiming is not her. But I assume he means like, they criminalized basically disciplining your kids. He's saying you can't really get up in that. It's like sometimes they need you to get up in that. All right. So this is the video right here that they are claiming now that this is not Celeste from a credible source. But I'm like, who's the source? All right, so as you see, TMZ's pointing out the girl, and let's play it. All right, so this is David in concert. This looks like David, one of his people on the balcony. The hair is exactly the same, skin tone exactly the same. All right, so you can see right there. All right. So people were trying to use this as a way to put together a timeline because this was on the 24th. And then when that Tesla was first ticketed was on the 26th. But like I said, according to TMZ, they came back with a report and they're saying that their source says that it wasn't her. We don't know. But you guys let me know what you guys think. I did share with you guys this video right here where this was June 27th. When she was backstage with David's brother and she had her Hello Kitty Crocs on. All right, and she was with David's brother and you can see her with the Crocs. All right. So this right here is Celeste, but the other one at the concert, the other concert was said to have not been Celeste. But you guys let me know what you think. I'm going to open up my StreamYard and you guys can come up and tell me your theory of what do you think? Do you think that this is a case where she will never get justice? Do you think that she will get justice? Do you think that it's only a matter of time when the toxicology report comes back? I think at the very least, there's evidence that he was dealing with a minor. And if they don't want to charge him with killing her, I absolutely feel like there has to be some type of evidence of him having an inappropriate relationship with a girl that is extremely, extremely underage. But let me put the StreamYard link in the chat if anybody wants to come up and share their theory of what they think. Let me click on StreamYard. and give y'all this code. 1 second.
More heartbreak tonight, this time in Lake Elsinore, where a crowd gathered to remember the 15-year-old girl whose remains were recently found in the trunk of a car registered to the singer David.
She had been missing for more than a year. As Eyewitness News reporter Amy Pell shows us, the community remembered the teen with a candlelight vigil.
Tears flowing during an emotional candlelight vigil in Lake Elsinore. A large crowd gathering near a memorial.
All right. Hold on, let me show y'all this vigil. Why y'all didn't tell me y'all had a vigil in Lake Elsinore? I could have drove over there. I could have drove up over there.
On the street where Celeste Rivas once lived to mourn the 15-year-old's death.
I'm feeling heartbroken, devastated for hearing about the news. I didn't know Celeste personally, but it hits home.
Former classmates.
Why it look like she was trying to make herself cry?
Friends Celeste grew up with, and parents, all shaken by her death. The teenager went missing after running away from home in April of last year. Her decomposing body was found more than a week ago in the trunk of a Tesla. The vehicle is registered to rising singer David. But the remainder of the tour is not clear. Investigators were seen removing items from the Hollywood Hills home David was believed to be staying in before heading out on tour. The house is a short distance from where the Tesla was impounded and taken to a tow yard. A Lake Elsinore neighbor recalls seeing Celeste walking home from school before she ran away. She created the memorial, giving everyone a place to grieve.
Even though I didn't know her, I just couldn't even breathe, knowing that a child had to go through that.
My nephew went to school with her since kindergarten. And I just want to say, just as a whole, just if it was my daughter, I wouldn't want her to be forgotten. I just want justice for this little girl, because whatever happened to her, it wasn't just an accident. I don't want her to be forgotten.
And while they're devastated by Celeste's death, people in this community say they want answers, and they want whoever's responsible for her death brought to justice.
All right. So let me see if any of you guys want to come up and let me know what you think about it, what your theory of it is. If not, if nobody wants to come up, then we'll end the stream there. And we'll talk to you guys on the next video. Let me see if there's anybody. Is there, like, in the chat, is there anybody who wants to come up, give their theory, what they think, what you speculate, etc., etc.? If not, then we will end the video and go to Joy in the comments says there is a such thing as lazy parenting. Yeah, I mean, there definitely is. Parenting is a job for sure. It takes a lot to raise a human, okay? Like, it takes a lot to raise a human. If you want to come up, click the link that's in that I just posted above. If not, then we're gonna roll out. I'll give you a second to come up. But yeah, so that is a lot of the stuff that has been coming out from the car having these huge dents, them not being able to determine what her manner of death is, them not being able to determine exactly the when, the why, waiting on the toxicology reports. They definitely had a search warrant to seize some of his property. So they took some devices from the home. I'm waiting to hear them charge him with having this relationship, because there's proof that they were definitely talking back and forth on Discord. They were having a lot of correspondence there, as like definitely inappropriate. So and I'm wondering, and on my last video, people were like, oh, if you better hope that this doesn't happen to you. Like, why do you think that you're entitled to see the mom? And for me, it's like, I'm like, maybe I do feel entitled to hear what the mama gotta say. You know, maybe I am entitled, because I do find it suspicious that the mama ain't been seen. Like, we see all of these people outside, like we see all these different people talking and we don't never see the mama. Like clearly we have like the name, she, you know, like what? Like what's the deal? Is she not documented? The reason why she don't want to be seen? I really don't know. But why we ain't heard from her? You know? To me, that is strange. Like, maybe I am entitled. Maybe I'm just used to, you know, the way things go and people, when these things happen, I'm used to seeing the mom. So, yes, it's alarming that I don't see the mama. And yes, she's grieving. Yes, she lost a child, but she had already been absent of seeing her for almost a year. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Which obviously I'm not the cop, leave that to the cops, but inquiring minds still want to know. You know, inquiring minds still want to know. Period. Right, for real. But yeah, nobody has clicked the link yet, and so I don't want to just sit here looking at the wall waiting for somebody to click. We'll just catch it on the next one, and you guys let me know what you think down below. But there is a lot of misinformation, a lot of people, like I said, making it up. When people claim to have like sources and you know they full of shit, call their asses out. It's a lot of made up stuff with this story too. That's kind of like why I don't like bleed a story dry. Like a lot of people is like, Neek, report on this, report on this, report on this, report on this, and coming to me with different stuff as it pertains to this story. But honestly, I just like, even though this is the way I make money, people, they just want to make money. Like they don't care about, you know, that this is an actual human, and they just care about what's going to make me the most money. Oh, this is what people are interested in the most. Like, okay, let me try to hook them in. Let me try to bring BS conspiracy theories and pass them off as facts, and, you know, make a video every 10 minutes to try to monetize the most off of this unfortunate situation. For me personally, I just don't feel right doing that. Like, I'd rather just try to give it time. Let's see what the latest developments is. Give a few developments at once, you know, that way we can like run through a few things so that it's not kind of, you know, I don't know. It just, I don't know. I just don't feel right when people be doing that. But hey, they making money. This is a making money business. So it is what it is. All right. So, Lovejoy, I was about to click off. Hello.
I was trying to click in fast enough, but I couldn't stop listening to you. I was like, oh, but yeah, I mean, there's so many points to this whole thing. The parents, they did fail her, and I'm sure it's because of circumstances. Like I've seen where the dad is not in the US. She only has her mom. Her mom doesn't speak English. And she has siblings. So God only knows like what all was going on in the house. Cause you know, there's stuff said about the sister. But one thing I did want to point out is that on her Facebook, she mentioned, well, she put up that her daughter was missing. So she put up all that information. But after that, she was posting like life was normal. And under, I'd have to validate this, but under one of the posts,